Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rebecca, but you might know me as Alchemic Fantasy from Instagram or TikTok. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm so glad to have you here. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the piece that I'm working on in the background here, my little toad and snail. I really like this piece. I think it's absolutely adorable. But I'm also going to talk a little bit about whether or not anyone can become an artist. Just a little bit about my own backstory, my own art journey, and how I got to where I am, and whether or not I believe that I was always going to become an artist, and whether or not I believe in talent, and if some people are born more talented than others, or if we're all kind of started off at the same place. Of course, everything that I say in this video is going to be my own opinion and my own past experiences. Please feel free to share your own experiences on the topic and whether or not your experiences are similar to mine or different, and whether or not you agree with what I have to say. I'm very interested to hear. I'm also very open to a discussion about it because I think it's something that's definitely worth talking about. So my opinion on artwork is that some people are born a little bit more artistic in how they think, and it makes things a lot easier for us. So a lot of them are better at colours, for example, or they might just naturally have a flair with a pencil. I don't think that's enough to actually become an artist. I think that the person that's born without that and sits down to learn it tends to actually go much further when it comes to artwork. Of course, that's assuming that the person that's born with that little extra flair isn't also going to sit down and learn it, because people that do that, they're going to just go a lot faster. It's why you see some people that are like very young and extremely talented at artwork, while you see older people that are still, tipping away and learning, but their work is still fantastic. So I think it's more of a head start than anything else. So I do think that it can be a little bit easier for people that have that little bit more of an artistic mind, but it's not necessarily the end all of everything. I genuinely believe that anyone can be an artist. You put in the work and you sit down and you study and you learn. I do think that learning art is different from anything else in the sense that you have to teach yourself. So people can show you how to do certain things, but it's really, you have to figure it out yourself, and you need to understand it, and you need to be able to apply it to your own work. So that does definitely make a big difference, and why it is different from other things. So because of that, I think to become an artist, you have to love art, and you have to love creating, and you have to want to do it. I think that's all that you really need, is you have to want to do this. You want to be able to create. You need to have a love for it. Otherwise, it's a lot of work, and if you're not fully interested, most people just don't. So that's how you can make yourself stand out and create amazing things, is to just put in the work. Because even if you believe that you were born talented or not, nobody's born with a pencil in their hand, and nobody's born able to just draw. Like, it's still something that you have to learn throughout your life. As long as I can remember, I have loved artwork. I remember drawing from a very young age. From the moment I could hold a pencil, my mum had a pencil in my hand, and it was one of my favourite things to do when I was growing up. I remember especially in winter months, being nice and cozy, curled up by the fire, drawing, doodling, whatever I felt like doing, and it's just something I've always done. So I do believe that because of how I am as a person, I would have always become an artist. I think it's something that I always would have went toward, whether or not I thought I was good at it or not, because there has been times that I have felt that I'm not good at artwork. It's something that I still struggle with today. And I remember being like a kid and I wasn't necessarily great at it, to be honest. It was something that I really had to work towards because it's something that I loved. So there has been a few points in my life that I've done no artwork at all, and I think the main one that comes to mind would have been after I left school. I studied pharmaceutical science in college, and because of that, a lot of my time was just going to college and studying and getting my reports or whatever else I needed to get done. So I didn't have any time to do artwork, and honestly I was too stressed to do artwork. But after I left that course, I decided to do something that I wanted to, and I did a portfolio course. It is probably one of the best things that I decided to do, because I was very unhappy in pharmaceutical science. It was one of those things where it just wasn't for me. I was doing it because I felt like I should, and when I decided, you know what, this just isn't for me, I am going to leave this course, I sat down with myself and I was just like, what am I going to do? And I remember just being like, what makes me happy? So I decided to do the portfolio course to get into another college for artwork, which I never ended up doing, sadly. I did 1 year of the portfolio course, and then I did another few years of another course which was mainly jewellery making and metalworking and that kind of thing. We also did a lot of painting and illustration, but it was mostly a craft course than an art course. I'm really glad that I made this decision. Looking back, I think it was definitely one that I needed to make. Pharmaceutical science just wasn't for me, and it was one of those things where I'm sure a lot of artists, maybe yourself included, are made to feel like it's not worth pursuing, and it's definitely something that a lot of people look down on people for trying to pursue, so it's difficult. And I remember when I went to study pharmaceutical science, a lot of that came into play, and I felt like I had to do something else. But the courses that I did after that, I'm very glad that I did. I think a lot of them really helped me become the artist that I am today, and I'm hoping now is the time that I can eventually become a full-time artist, and that's what I'm working towards today, so fingers crossed. I believe that if it's for you, it will always come back to you and you'll always be drawn towards it, which is how I feel about my artwork. I did a frog piece digitally a few months back, and that is actually what inspired this piece. I wanted to do something similar. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's adorable, and it's one I'm thinking about printing off and putting up in my own room because I just love the kind of cottagecore vibes from it. My friend is really good at digital artwork, and it's something that I find very difficult, so she helped me a little bit with this and showed me how to use new brushes because I tend to only use the same brush over and over again, so this is the first piece. I've actually explored most of the brushes on my iPad. She also gave me some of the ones that she owned too, which is pretty awesome. I don't actually use them much in the actual piece itself. I'm more so using the same regular one that I usually do, but at the end I use a grass brush just to quicken it up because it's something that I know I can do myself, and this is just for time. It was so handy. The past little while I have been making prints with lino, and I've been having like so much fun with it. The first thing that I did was my little ghostie with the butterfly wings. I really hope that you guys like it. I think it turned out really cute. I'm thinking I might also make this piece into one, but I'll need to get a bigger lino piece because all my lino is really small, and I feel like this piece in particular has a lot of detail in it, so it'll probably be a lot better on a bigger piece of lino. So that's something that I'm probably going to record and you can see me make, which is going to be fun. I've also recently made another little frog piece. It's very simple this time. It's a little frog with butterfly wings. And I'm probably also going to make that into a lino print. I'm thinking I'm going to have a series of different things with butterfly wings in bottles and jars and that kind of thing, because I'm having a lot of fun with it at the moment. So I really hope that you guys like that. It's one of those things as well, and I think I'm thinking too hard about it, but I hate the idea of them being stuck in jars, but I think it's like such a cute concept for an art piece. But I'm like, maybe it's like a seeing glass or something, so you're like seeing the creature through it rather than like the creature being stuck in the jar. I know it's absolutely ridiculous. So when I drew my last frog, I drew it with like a little bit of seaweed and stuff in the background, just so you're like, oh, he's out and about, you know. So yeah, I have some really cool stuff to show you, and I can't wait. I'm gonna upload it soon. If you stayed this far into the video, thank you so much. I can't say thank you enough. I'm so grateful to have you here. Maybe put a little cheeky waving emoji or something in the comment section below so I know you were here. Don't forget to like or subscribe if you would like to. I would really appreciate it if you did. And see you in the next video, hopefully uploaded next week on Thursday. Bye!